Alright guys, what is up? It's Mr. Chaffa here, and today I'm going to be doing something slightly different. So I'm going to have some Warzone gameplay in the background, and also have some Destiny 2 gameplay as well. So, in today's video I like to talk about how the benefits of strength training and how it can improve your life. And today will be specifically strength training, and possibly in next video I'll do benefits on training your cardiovascular health. I want to do a type of videos on this, of fitness, as well as videos on, you know, several stories that happened in my life, like how I usually do on these Some Dumb Stories. Let's begin. So, the first benefit that one can get for in strength training is an increase in metabolically active tissue. So when one lifts heavy weight, or just any weight at all, with the big compound movements, like the basics, the bench press, the squat, the deadlift, because we know that those are the most efficient ways to do so. So you increase your muscle mass, and therefore you increase more active tissue, and that tissue requires calories. More and more muscle mass requires more and more calories, because that tissue requires energy in the form of ATP. And therefore, by just sitting down and laying down and sleeping, you'll be burning off more calories than the person who has less muscle mass. So therefore, you can get an extra fat loss effect. It won't be it's not like a crazy amount, but yes, it is a minute amount. And also, heavy lifting specifically, when strength training, can increase your confidence. And this is important because this can carry over to many other aspects in your life. And another thing that strength training improves your bone density. And this is very important because bone loss starts to occur when you're 40. So if you're young, like in your teens, and you start strength training, then you can actually build bone density and keep that same bone, keep that bone density that you built up before your 40s, after your 40s. And that helps with osteoporosis, because as you get older, osteoporosis and the risk of falling and breaking your hip is very real. And it can, in a sense, make you like the damn Wolverine. You know, the Wolverine with the adamantium skeleton? You can, in a sense, be like that by continuing to progress and lift heavier and heavier weight over time. So if you get into an accident, or if, I don't know, someone hits you with a baseball bat or something, hopefully you don't get hit by one, it'll be less likely of a chance that those bones will break. And also, more obvious reasons is you'll improve your strength, which is good because it goes into the confidence aspect and of lifting heavy weights. And also, it will decrease your rate at which you get injured throughout your daily life. And if you play in professional sports or not, or if you're in any sports, it will decrease it dramatically. Why? Because, well, first of all, you don't just get an increase in bone density, you also get an increase in your density of your connective tissue. So your ligaments and your tendons become denser as well. They hypertrophy as well, albeit a lot slower, but they do as well. And that can be very important. Another thing that's very important is strength training improves your posture. Well, it improves your posture if you do all the right exercises and the right accessory exercises. Like, for example, we know that it's more important to be posterior dominant rather than anterior dominant, because being anterior dominant can lead to injuries. That's for another video though. So it improves your posture. So all those people who have back pain, that back pain can go away. and be alleviated. It also improves your cognition. So those of you who like to improve, and those of you who go to school or have a job that is very demanding for your cognition, for your memory and thinking, and throughout our daily lives, that can improve. Lifting, strength training also improves your balance. Yes, it improves your balance. Because if you think about it, the big compound movements like the bench, squat, the deadlift, they don't just train the muscles that you think they do. They also train various stabilizer muscles, like your core. Yes, even in a bench press, your core, in a sense, is a stabilizer. But not just your core, your trapezius, your rear delts. They're a stabilizer when you do scapular retraction and retract. And so you get a strong base off to push from. In the squat, we know that in the squat, the core, not just the core though, but you need to have a strong scapular retraction again, even in the squat, because you want that barbell to be rested on your trapezius, not on your neck. And by that same token, you want to make sure you breathe in brace like usual in all of your compound movements. So stabilization, and that way it improves your balance. Like the other day, I went to a beach and I went paddleboarding. I've never been paddleboarding before. Okay, my brother had bought 2 paddle boards, so I went to the beach. This is largely due to, I think, because I've been strength training. So I went to the beach, went on the paddleboard, and I had good balance, like really good balance. Now, albeit it took me a couple tries to get my balance, as the first time that I tried it, I fell like after like the first minute. But then after the second try, I actually stayed on there for like a good 10 minutes before I fell. Now, you don't also get improved. It doesn't also only improve your balance, but also it improves your blood pressure as well. It improves your blood pressure and your blood work. Like for example, it improves your blood lipid profiles as well. So we know that the ratio between omega-3s and omega-6s in your blood is very important. And that ratio doctors look at when determining whether you need to eat more, fishy substances for omega-3s, or because we know that most people get too much omega-6s in their diets due to the fatty content of junk food. And it also prevents and improves type 2 diabetes. Yeah, it can prevent and improve type 2 diabetes, one of the leading causes of major illnesses in the United States. And it can reduce your cancer risk as well, which is very, very important, because you don't want to get cancer when you're older. Because obesity is linked to, again, type 2 diabetes and higher cancer rates. So if you can improve your body composition through strength training, improve your health, and reduce the chances of these illnesses from impacting your life. Alright guys, that's everything I have to say about this. And if you enjoyed, please make sure you like the video, you subscribe, you turn on post notifications, and if you want, comment down below on what else I should talk about, if you have a suggestion. And other than that, see you in the next one.